Welcome to another video. We're gonna have a look at what's inside here. I've been looking everywhere for a Bear Grylls survival knife. Not the serrated edged one, not the pocket knife, not this one. I got this one, it's a folder, but I'm looking for the actual Gerber survival knife. Pretty happy I found one. Got it from a fella by the name of Shaza970. Shout out to that guy. Welcome to the video, guys. We're gonna have a look at this thing. This is the actual Bear Grylls survival knife with a little flashlight and all the stuff on it. A ribbon, interesting. So it's got a little flashlight on it. Not awful. That's pretty good. A decent little flashlight. If you needed to read something in the dark or get around, it would help out. Just twist on and off like that and off you go, right? I don't know what kind of batteries it takes. Probably really dinky ones that'll get lost as soon as I open this. Yeah. Just 3 of them little guys. They're wrapped in plastic so they stay together. Interesting design choice. I would have preferred, they could have made it just a hair bigger and used a AAA battery. I think that would have been more preferred by most people. Nonetheless, it's tiny. That'll do in a pinch. It did fall out of there. I didn't like that. Next up, we got this tiny little ferro rod. Yeah, hopefully that's good. It's got a kind of cordage cutter here. Now lads, you're gonna hear voices in the background on occasion. I'm doing this from home. Broke a rib recently, so getting out in the boot is kind of a difficult thing. That thing cuts about as well as you'd imagine. But it's there. I might have a different purpose for that. Well, maybe you could probably scrape jute twine with that and make a tinder bundle out of that. It's not sharp enough to really be reliable to cut cordage. That's not a terrible idea. It's too bad that it doesn't quite work out. Oh, we got a diamond sharpener there. It feels like 200 grit. That's very questionable, but now a compass on there. Wait a minute. It's stuck facing one direction. This is one of the problems with a lot of these on-thing compasses. This guy is always facing one direction. That's because something metal in here, hopefully the knife and not the sheath, is causing it to say north is always toward this part of that handle rather than north, which is that way. So let's pull this knife out and see if that changes. Okay, it has changed direction as I pulled that knife out. So now these little compasses, they do tend to not agree with which way is north, but if you give them a little tap, they get the program. So yeah, we got that going on for us. Not bad. All right, here is the whole point. The Bear Grylls survival knife by Gerber. Oh, that is sharp. That striker right there, I dig it. I hope this is not made out of garbage steel. I'm hoping it's like not 440. 440C is pretty good. Some of the earlier versions of 440 were just abysmal. I got all this from a fellow by the name of Shaza here on eBay. He sent me, I bought the knife. I actually reached out to him and said, I'll give you $100 plus shipping. And he said, if you don't win it, we'll see. And he didn't take my $100. I paid, I think, $80 for it, which is very nice of him. He could have told me $100 and I had to pay him, but no, good guy. So the steel on this guy, it doesn't say on the blade what it is, but looking it up, it does say in some places 9CR 19 MOV, which I could not find on any reliable steel database, or it is 7CR 17 MOV, which you can find everywhere, and that is basically 440A. If it's not tempered, heat treated, and the edge profile is not perfect, it's just basically a kind of a crappy steel, just a cheap, your dollar store pocket knife steel is what it is. 440A. I don't have high hopes for the performance of that steel, so let's test it out and see how it do. But I do like that it has a dedicated spot for a ferro rod. I wish that was a bit bigger. That's gonna be a real treat because you'll be banging your knuckles into the ground already and come on now. Okay, this will function. It's got the fire symbol on it. Hopefully it's a good steel. Let's check that back in there. I don't like that all faces down. There isn't a way to get it in there from the top. Your stuff is hanging by a hope and a prayer sometimes. I don't like that. I already don't like that. Okay. Interesting. All right. Other than that, you got a little sharpness bit on the back there. You got to bend this chonk over, which is annoying. They could have put that on the front or the side. This is a rubbery, grippy thing. I think they use it. Feels just like a rubber handle. The chimping built into the handle, I like that. Makes it so you can choke up and utilize the spine of the knife. Generally do like the shape. The feel is a little sticky. After some use in your hand, you're probably gonna feel that. Somewhat of a crusher on the back, not quite a glass breaker, but I suppose you could bonk a window with that and bust your wrist. What is this, a product of made in China, sheath made in China, Hopefully the knife is made in the USA. Yeah, Portland, Oregon. Gerber generally makes in Portland, Oregon. Probably out of stuff from China. So, first of all, does it shave? If I got any hair left on my arm. It is actually a decent shaver. It shaves right up to the tip. Okay. How does it cut? Let's see how this thing does some feather sticks, shall we? Well, if it's shaving sharp, feather sticks are never any problem. You just have to get used to the blade shape, right? Yeah, she'll do them. Paper, that's what we need. Oh, right to the tip. Paper does have grain, so let's try it this way. Oh, even better. Good job, Gerber. The handle's too thin. I'll tell you that right now. It feels a lot similar to a Gerber strong arm. That thin kind of handle profile. Some folks like that. I don't happen to be one of those guys. But then again, I always prefer wooden handles over anything else. Feather stick's pretty good. Cuts paper pretty good. Hate doing this, but wacky wacky. How's the edge feel after that? Let's have a look and see if there's... Oh my goodness. Oh, boys. Holy cow. That edge is scuffed up. Can you guys see this in here? Look at that. That edge rolled every which way. Let me show you on the paper here. That's oak, by the way. That edge is unbelievably messed up. Really rolled right there. Right there. Yeah. If you kind of skim over it, it'll cut, but this is really kind of a stupid test anyway. A rigid, paper held rigid always cuts, but that is really something else. Whew, that edge did not hold up to whacking oak. I rolled that hard. Alright, well, ouch. In cases like these, that's why they have a sharpener built into the old Bear Grylls survival knife here. This will not restore that edge to factory, but I tell you right now, it's way too coarse. Look at how much that is flaking off of there. It's like all the diamonds are just coming off on my thumb. Yeah, see that returned it to a really, really rough edge. It will not shave, and it's still got dings. Like it's still quite damaged. Yeah. Oh, geez. Yeah. You won't be doing much chopping with that. Down here, where I didn't chop, it's still sharp, but I doubt it's gonna hold that edge very long. This is sisal. We're gonna cut up some rope. How many cuts are we in? I can feel the edge disappearing. I think that's 20 cuts. That tip though is just not there. Up here, yeah, it's still decently sharp. Whereas chopping, it's like a serrated blade. It's not happy at all. All right, that was 20 or so chops through there. Will it still shave? It doesn't even feel sharp. Edge is not happy with me at all. It's just tearing now. So it's not the greatest steel. It is not worth the premium cost, I'll tell you that right now. It is just not worth that much money. The edge needs to be profiled better. Edge profiling is probably the most important thing about a knife. Once it's hardened and tempered to the right specifications, your edge geometry will determine more about your knife than anything else. Yeah, I can see I scuffed this edge up. But yeah, well, one for the collection. Is it bent? It's got a bend in it. Look at this. You look down there and tell me you think that knife is straight. Can you guys tell?
trying to hold this in a way that you guys can tell that knife is bent. It curves off that way.
Like how? Was this like a waypoint survival tester? It's like he put that on the logs and whacked it like that, gave it a bend? Because I'll be dang, that knife is bent. Goodness, Bear Grylls. Gerber, jeez, you can do better. I'll bet that thing's like 2 to 3 degrees off. What do I say about that, huh? Need a little ribbon on there. I like the sheath, kind of. I like the fire steel, kind of. The flashlight's cute. The compass, great. Hard to tell which way to put the blade in there. Anyway, this is the Bear Grylls survival knife. I don't like the steel. I don't like the edge geometry. I don't like that it's bent. I don't like how small the fail rod is. The flashlight, I wish had a AA battery, but it's not too bad. I do like the sheath. I don't like the string cutter compasses or whatever. Cute little ribbon, that's fine. Velcro, that's I'll cut that off. I hate that stuff. But yeah, I would give this a 3 out of 10. It's a $30 knife. Carries the Bear Grylls name, so that gives it the price tag, and it's also Gerber, which is generally an okay company, but I don't have much positive things to say about this. The handle's real grippy and comfortable. I like the striker on there. That's nice and sharp. You could really scrape some fat wood with that. I do like that whacker on the end there. I wish it was a little bit bigger, but it's whatever. I do kind of like that sheath, sorta. It holds it okay. I mean, you're not gonna be tumbling down hills with this. That's it. That's my opinion. You take it for what you want. One quick thing I wanted to point out with this Bear Grylls knife. On the blade it says Portland, Oregon, USA. That will lead you to believe that it was made in the USA. That is, however, not true. If you look at the box it comes in, made in China. So this is a Chinese everything. Gerber's name, owned by Fisker. I think Fisker owns Gerber. Lifetime warranty, pointless, made in China. Even though they say on the blade, Portland, Oregon. So I find that to be false advertising. That is blatant, to me, blatant false advertising. This leads you to believe one thing, the box tells you another. I don't know, lads. Lifetime warranty, North America only. Designed and engineered in Oregon. Gerber gear, Fiskers, made in China. I don't like that. It is what it is. Gerber makes their stuff in China. Maybe that's why their stuff's starting to really suck. There you go. Bear Grylls, yar!